Linko show. My name is Harrison Link, and in today's episode, I have a person that I've known again for quite some time. This individual I've actually watched come from the very, very bottom of semi-pro, and through hard work and definitely determination, I've watched himself and other individuals within that organization take it right to the top. Harrison Ingels, again, individual that I played with, had some success with, and again, just somebody that I'm super proud of watching him as he's taking his team to the next level. So again, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. This week's Linko Show episode is featuring the offensive coordinator of the Marlboro Shamrocks, Mr. Harrison Ingels.
All right, I'm back here on the Linko Show with another guest. This one needs really no introduction. You know what I'm saying? My man Harrison Ingels, champion, NEFL,
Got
EFL, IFL, NIFL, you name it, he's been a champ. Yo, what's going on, my man?
What's up, man? I appreciate you having me on, man. I like what you got going on. I'm excited for this. This is pretty dope, man.
Hey, anything for the people. For the people, man. I'm not playing no more, so I got to be involved somehow.
Yeah, are you talking to me on an Xbox 360 headset?
Nah, man. This is some legit, I have my other microphones that's in my face, so I figured I'd, use something that's a little better. I mean, it's a little better, but I probably could use this on it.
At least we both got a wire, so people can't trash me for not having AirPods.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of doing it up here. I already told you I got a couple different screens going here.
Yeah.
And on the bottom one, you're listening to me through a wireless headset. So
okay. That's what's up. Oh, and you're talking to the people through the top one. Okay.
Come on, like I said,
I like it.
I'm trying to do big things. But anyways, it ain't about me. It's about you. It's about the Shamrocks. But I'm gonna start things off a little slow. We're gonna rewind. That's like chapter 2. We're gonna start chapter 1. Okay. Central Mass Fury. That's the team that you started with. How'd you get involved with semi-pro football and the Mass Fury to begin with?
Oh man.
Some time ago.
Yeah, I mean it's been a while now. It's funny looking back at it. So I actually moved out to Worcester after I graduated high school, and I just kind of met people through the Worcester Wildcats in 2005. Before I was even 18, I knew I wanted to play football, but I had to kind of wait till I was 18 and everything. So I met Sean Phillips, Teddy Merkel, and you. Yeah. You three were kind of the guys that I met on the Wildcats that really kind of started talking with me, hanging out with
brother,
me.
Man,
Yeah, like
hey, go to the store and get us some Gatorades,
Exactly. It was like little things like that, and just kind of being able to hang out with you guys, and that got me into the game because you guys, I remember you guys would grab me for practices and stuff like that, and I knew I wanted to play. And then, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but Chris Chambers and Dennis Faulkner kind of had a falling out. They were on the Wildcats together, and it was just kind of. I was close with Chambers. He came over for a night to play some cards with a bunch of guys, and he said, "I'm thinking about starting a team up. I want you to be part of it." And just right there, I was like, "Cool, let's get it."
You and Chambers are close. How did you? You're not related, or
me and Chris
just met through football? Yeah,
we just met through the Wildcats.
Okay.
And he was just always just a really good dude to me. Even when he was with the Wildcats, he was helping me out. So he started the Fury, and he kind of afforded me the opportunity to get playing time. And then as the years went on, he would kind of let me have input and say on what I thought would be successful as far as players and recruiting. Yeah. And everything just kind of snowballed from there.
So when did the Mass Fury begin? Like what year?
So I'd say 2007, kind of the year we snagged you. We ended up snagging you and Phillips from the Wildcats. Obviously, I'd been hanging out with you guys. I was, best friends with Sean, still to this day, one of my best friends. And I've known you since, I was 17. You've known me. And when we got you guys, it was just different. We got Marcus Price. We had Teddy. We were in a single A league, but we had a bunch of triple A caliber players. Ryan Mins came over, Suss. we had Mac. So I think 2007, the Fury kind of started, and I was actually talking about it the other day with Blake, my Shamrocks QB. I've kind of seen the all my friends get phased out, and then the new line come in, and now I'm seeing them phase out to the new line after that. So it's really kind of weird for me to see, like, when I was so much younger, I remember it was Ryan Mins, and Ryan was just that guy. He had the best touch on the ball. He would get it over every DB.
Yeah.
And then 2013 came, and that's when the Fury really took off. 2013 is when 2012, 2013. That's when we kind of made the jump from recruiting semi-pro players to recruiting college talent as they graduated.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of took the top off for us. I mean, obviously we've had some great battles against teams like Taunton and stuff, but 2013, that's that turnover we kind of talked about. We had the Corey Spencer, Ray St. Laurent, Johnny Moores, Malik, all these guys that played college football started coming in. And you look at the rosters we had, and we had like 3-4 guys on the roster that didn't play college football, and it's just continued from there.
Well, it's funny because it seems like the Fury, I should say, kind of exploded when you guys moved from Leicester to Worcester State. And you would think, being in the mix of all those college guys, that's what would influence. So, but you're saying a lot of the talent was not even really college guys.
Yeah, in the beginning, the 2008 teams and like up to 2013, we just had a lot of good semi-pro guys. It was tough to get the talent. Because we played in Leicester, like that grass field. There were geese running around it, crapping on the field. Chambers had to draw the lines. Yeah. Chambers would show. We'd have a game at 3 p.m. He's there at 9 a.m.
Yeah,
line in the field. Like, it was just, we had no lights. Guys don't want to drive there, and guys don't want to play double A. We knew that if we wanted to add more talent, we had to leave the NEFL and go to AAA. So we joined the EFL. We started adding better talent, and then a year later, it was college.
Yeah. Now, when did you stop playing and transition into a coach's role? You're the offensive coordinator for the Fury. What do you got, the goddamn corona?
My work got me quarantined for 2 weeks, but no, I'm good, man. I had a little fever. I'm straight now. I got a little bit of a cough, but I'm good. My bad. Sorry.
Nah, you good, man. But when did you make the transition from player to offensive coordinator? I popped a hernia and had to get surgery in 2015. 2014, I had hurt my back, which led to the surgery. I was in PT for months, so I just kind of limped through 2014, 2015, and then I was like, you know what? I just don't want to play. I'm going to take it off. Corey got me to come back 2016. He was like, we got a good team. Let's just, do a run with me. So I came back. I played 2016, and it was cool. It was like but you know how semi-pro practices are for everybody watching. Thankfully we're not in that predicament now. But I remember 2016, I was the only lineman at a practice. Yeah.
I showed up. There was no D lineman, no O lineman. It was just me or whatever. And I was like, I'm done, bro. This is not fun for me.
It's hard, man.
So 2016, I kind of went in and I was like, all right, I'll be done after this year. And then practices were super poor. So I spoke to Chris. And this is at the same time I was coaching at Quabbin. I had soaked up so much information over the years. And Dave Buck let me have the opportunity to coach. And I felt like I could do it. He let me be OC after 1 year.
Yeah.
So I told Chris.
There's some big things up there too.
Yeah, man, it was cool. I told Chris, I said, hey, I'll come coach next year. If you let me be the OC and you don't interfere with anything as far as like personnel, I can start who I want. I can bench who I want. If you leave me completely to do it how I want, I'll be the coach. And he was like, cool, man, which I still to this day, that's a very hard thing for Chambers to probably have done. Like, to just step back completely and let somebody take over, but he did, and I give him all the props for that.
It was a great move. I mean, I think personally, I'm one who can say I've been there. I've seen the transition and the rise of the Fury now to the Shamrocks, and Chris Chambers is one of, if not the hardest working dudes in semi-pro football, because a lot of the years he's did it by himself.
No help, teams
with 8, 10-man coaching staffs, and he just did it by himself, man. From the single A championship,
made his own league.
He made his own league.
Made his own league.
That's you see a lot of guys now when things aren't going right on their team, they split off. They try to make their own team. Yeah. He saw where semi-pro football was going at the time, and he didn't like how things were going. So instead of making a team, he made an entire league. And I played in the league. It was fun. There was a lot of college teams.
It was fun.
It was fun. We did have a team that had no business being in that league. But it was fun. I mean, if you look at it, you were a young kid. A lot of the guys, Sus, Teddy, we were getting up there in age. I think I needed back surgery.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing with all kind of back braces, but
practices were harder than the games.
It was.
Practices were tougher than the games.
But I think, honestly, that's kind of what gave the Fury kind of that name at the time and got it out there. We won the championship. Chris was successful with his league, and it made getting sponsorships and the legitimacy of the Fury able 100%. For him to go get sponsorships and do his thing, and the rest is history. So again, I give the man kudos, but you've been right there by his side the whole time. So
yeah, man, it's
if I give him kudos, I have to as well give you kudos as well.
I get a lot of credit for it from people, but I mean, I do when I'm being completely honest about it. I've been lucky since I started coaching. I've been very lucky to have. I played with the guys, so I got lucky, and I didn't have guys giving me a bunch of bullshit and attitude back. I got some lucky situations. I mean, 2017, it was scary because it was Corey left.
Yeah.
Corey left, and I was like, what am I doing, bro? I'm telling him I'm going to coach this team, and I don't have a quarterback.
It's the hardest thing to do.
And I begged. It's so funny because we joke about it, but I was texting Corey like he was my quarterback till like the very end. I was like, so what's up with practice? And he just kept telling me, bro, I'm not playing. And I just kept thinking, you know how that bug bites and you think everyone's going to come back and play. I just kept telling myself, nobody's going to stop playing football at like 27. Like, I'm wrong. His ass, he bounced. So, but we had a little QB competition with Christian Lopez. He owns and runs QB1 Mentality.
Yep.
Him and RJ. Shout out to both of them. We had a little QB competition, and Christian actually kind of bowed out because RJ was just playing awesome in the
MVP?
preseason. Yeah. And Christian moved to wide receiver, made some huge plays for us that year. And
defensive back as well, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He played both. They both played both ways, man. They're both just dual threats. They can do it all.
Fitchburg State representing.
Nope. I won't give you that one. I can't give you that.
I gotta rep where they come from, man. I gotta rep where they come from.
Woo State, Lancers up.
Nah, no doubt.
But yeah, I mean, that first year I was coaching, RJ came in and he made plays all over. It was good, man. Obviously there was controversy the following year, but I mean, I know you're waiting to dig on that.
It's semi-pro. Nah, I mean, hey, it's semi-pro. I've had my share of controversy. I mean, shit, it was probably about a year or so. Me or you didn't even talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that was your fault, but I forgive you.
Hey, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what?
I'll stick
this
to
game,
my
this league. You get involved the way that we get involved. It's our life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and especially when we're both as vocal as we are.
Hey, we hotheads, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's all love, man. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, man.
There's been situations outside of football where you've been a friend that I've needed. So there's no way no football shit was ever gonna. But anyways, aside from that, so you went through some years of trying to get the Fury on the map. You were finally able to, break through, beat Taunton for the championship in the Eastern Football League. Tell me a little bit about that. How was it to finally get that monkey off your back?
I don't really count that, man. I got back surgery.
Really?
That was not back surgery. I had hernia surgery that year.
Okay.
I only played 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
I played 2 games. I was hurt, and you know how it is. If there's a cast, it's real. If there's not a cast, everybody says you're faking it.
Yeah.
So we had this guy on our team, Nico, who was just a truck, and he smacked me in practice.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he hit me, my whole back was just on fire.
Yeah.
Everybody, I walk off the field, everyone's calling me soft. And you know how that goes. You're freaking it. Okay, cool, man. I sit out a game. We were playing some bum team. I sit out, come back against Middleborough in the pit.
Yep.
And this guy, he's Rod, number 5, big dude. Might have been like his first year or something. He was a big dude.
Yeah.
Kind of clips me. Feel my back start to hurt a little bit. Corey throws a pick later in the drive. They start returning it for a touchdown. Ended up being a touchdown. I start running over to the sideline because I'm like, damn, I'm on camera. I don't want to be that guy on camera not running. So I try and run over there, and I see big number 18, Big Reed, the tight end / D end.
Yeah.
This guy hits me, just smoked me, and my whole back right away just seized up on the ground. I get off the field, go to the emergency room the next day. Once I finally get all the tests and everything, they're like, yeah, you fucked up your back. You got messed up discs, sciatica, and doing physical therapy, I popped my hernia and had to get surgery.
Oof.
So it sucked. I mean, that year we had a really good team. Will Early and Brett were running the ball, and I had to watch it as we finally beat Taunton. So I don't count it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to count that just because I feel like you got to be out there to deserve it.
All right. Well, so overall for the Fury, I'll count that one. Finally breaking through. Now we get to chapter 2. I am going to admit I was one of those who thought the rebranding, it was a risky move. Marlboro was already established, championship pedigree, and you guys, I mean, basically had the same thing. The Fury was an established brand, championship pedigree, so I really didn't understand why.
Well, that's why they actually approached us.
So Marlboro approached you.
Yeah, so Marlboro actually approached us. They reached out to John Boyle. He was coaching with us on the Fury the year before, and they kind of whispered some stuff to him. And then at a coaches meeting, he told us. So we said, yeah, we'll take the meeting. We'll listen to him. Basically, what had happened is they wanted to restart the Shamrocks, but they didn't want, because I don't know what year it was. You remember when they tried to come back in like maybe 2010 or something?
Yeah, yeah.
They tried to come back and it just wasn't successful.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
So they wanted to come back, but they didn't want to come back and tarnish their reputation and name. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so they reached out to us and they said, listen, here's what we can do for you. Like, we have sponsors waiting to give you guys money. And this goes back to, it's a bittersweet moment because as happy as I am to have won it, obviously I wanted to win one with the Fury too. We lost 2 years in a row with me coaching the Fury, but you can't be mad. Like, the opportunity was great. They had a field for us. They had a game day staff for us. They had practice fields set up for us and money. So for us, when you look at Chambers, how can you look at Chris and go, hey man, I know you've probably lost almost $100,000 for the Fury. Yeah. Like, the guy had poured every penny. Everything. Like, he just poured money in every year. Guys weren't paying dues. Guys weren't he was just sinking money into it out of the love for the game and the team and for us. Yeah. So now he got to come back and suddenly he wasn't just basically spending $20,000 a year. Yeah. Or whatever it was, or $10,000, however much he was losing for everything, because he buys everything out of pocket and just, it was a calculated risk. And then the funny thing about it is, so we ordered 500 Marlboro Shamrock shirts. Yeah. When we agreed to do it. Chambers went online, had shirts made up, 500 shirts, get sent to the Prospector, our main sponsor, where Bob Case owns. Yep. Sold out over 2 weeks, 500 shirts. And I try and tell people, and you know this, even if you count all the free t-shirts and stuff Chambers gave all the players and their girlfriends on the Fury, I don't know if we sold 500 t-shirts on the Fury in 10 years. Yeah. And we did that in 2 weeks. And it's just been like, I mean, it was such a good move. It hurt a little bit because everything you invest with the Fury, but it was the same core. And again, it's one of those things where the name, the Shamrocks, and moving 20 minutes closer to Boston and Framingham, it allowed us to get more players and more talent.
Well, that's exactly what happened. You see some of the names and some of the players that have come to the Shamrocks. Your first year in the New England Football League,
was awesome,
you actually able to get the Leo.
It was awesome.
I must admit, I was, I'm a bandit. I'm always rooting for those guys.
Yeah, of course.
But when I saw you holding that Leo,
It was nice, man.
it felt good. It felt good.
I wanted
Because
Boston. I wanted Boston, man.
I mean, that would have been nice. But again, just to see you and Chambers when it, because again, I've seen where you guys have come from. You do it the right way. You know,
I got goosebumps right now. Like, yeah,
what you guys were able to accomplish, it was definitely sweet, man. It was awesome to watch. As somebody who's been around semi-pro as long as I have, that's how you're supposed to do it. And it was definitely sweet to see you guys take home the lead this year.
It was fun, man. It was. We lost the first game, so and it was third quarterback and my third year coaching. So I was like, damn, bro, like. But yeah, man, it was an awesome ending, especially with Florida and everything. I mean, couldn't ask for a better ending, man. It was awesome.
Definitely. Now, what's coming up for the Shamrocks in this 2020 season? Any big signings? Anything you want to share with me here? Nobody's listening. It's just us.
We got something coming for everybody on the D line. He played with us out in Florida, and he liked the atmosphere. So you guys can have fun with him. He's currently getting busy on the Mass Pirates. I won't say no names, but he came out with us to Florida, and he said he's down to rock this season. Especially this whole stupid virus thing has got the whole Pirate season in limbo.
It might not happen.
It's
supposed
really
to start this weekend.
Yeah, so they pushed everything back. So we're trying to see what happens. But I mean, this guy, he's a good player, man. I mean, we got a lot of recruits. Chamber sends us all the emails from the people who fill out the thing online. There's a lot of college talent. There's a couple guys I've reached out to from semi-pro that we're pretty excited to have added. We added Alex Stewart from the Eagles. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Although I think we need a recount because it should have been Lamar, but
Lamar Newsom, for those who don't know, kid's a baller.
Lamar Edmonds
was in camp with the New York Giants for a brief period, but the kid, another one that we've watched, since he was a kid, come up through the exactly. So good to see him out there balling as well too, as well as his little brother.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. They got Anthony. Anthony's a wide receiver for our team. They're athletic, man. That whole family. So
yeah, man.
We got some
Uncle
guys.
Teddy, that work paying off.
We got Blake coming back, so we're pretty excited about that. I mean, it'll be my first year as Colin plays with the same guy the next year.
Yeah.
So I don't have to restart from the beginning and kind of teach all that stuff and go over all the plays. Yeah. So we were actually supposed to have a meeting this weekend coming up, but we had to bump it because of the crowd regulation thing with the virus.
Yeah, can't get too many people. But now I want to ask, you guys have had success, going from Worcester to Marlboro. The Mass Phoenix, local team.
The Fury Farm team?
I mean, basically, you might as well call any team in the Leominster-Fitchburg area that, because we're just unable to maintain anything. What do you think? Some great players in that area, but what do you think makes it so hard to maintain teams in that area? I mean, you got the formula. So as somebody who tried to do it in that area, again, I can tell you there's definitely ball players. Some of them
we talked about this.
You might actually want to get some of those guys. But what do you think is the problem and why teams just aren't able to sustain?
I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of times, I think that the teams will take guys because they think that they can help on game day. Mm-hmm. But as good as people are, if they're not there at practice, setting by example, or if they come to practice and they don't practice, or suddenly they don't have their shoulder pads, they don't have their helmets, you're not going to be successful that way, man. Our first year with the Fury, we lost some really good players. We had Kamani, the running back, who, he helped us win the championship this year. He was one of our, he wasn't coming to practice. And I was like, same with Dana Berry, one of the best wide receivers in semi-pro.
Yeah.
These are guys that weren't able to make practice. And I was like, I can't use you. It's not fair to the, because that's how you lose guys. This isn't college football.
Yeah.
Guys aren't going to stand on the sideline and give up a weekend to watch, especially if a guy's going to play over them that wasn't there when they're at practice working.
Exactly.
So, I mean, for the semi-pro teams, that's probably the only advice if guys aren't going to practice and commit, then it's not for them. And that's any guy I talk to. I'm like, hey, if you're not free on Thursdays, don't waste your time. Don't waste mine. That's the biggest part, man. And that's been the plague for Leominster, Fitchburg. I don't know what's in the water out there.
I don't know.
But that's been. I mean, it's Twin City. It's the Leominster Razorbacks. Like. Every team that's been out there for whatever reason, I remember talking to you. There's 10 guys at practice.
Yeah, it's rough to do anything. Especially, I'm like you. I got the play sheets. I want to do installations, and it's hard to really coach 10 people.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible. You know what I mean? It's
you
not
need 11 on one side of the ball.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna let you go. It's been almost half an hour, but I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you having me, man. This is dope, man. I like the concept. I love what you're doing. I think it's sick, man.
Definitely, man. Like I said on the last show, I'm just here to provide content to you guys. We watch enough drama and BS on the forum, so the least I can do is get some interesting content that people actually want to listen to.
Usually when I go live, I just drink and start roasting people. So this is a nice
place for that.
This is a nice change
time and place for that.
Real quick, I need to know, I know you're a yellow helmet filth, but we get this season going. What do you got, man? Who you got winning it? Before you answer, just know that I'm telling you, we got the keys, bro. I promise you.
Hey, I'm always gonna ride with my yellow helmets, but if we're looking at it, if I have to put my football commentator hat on, it's semi-pro. I have to see what the teams look like, who's out there week 1, who's the quarterback. Those are the things that I got to take into account.
Imagine if you had came and coached with me and helped the wide receivers like I asked.
I would probably be a champion in the NEFL, but who knows if I would be coaching at Fitchburg High right now. So, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, that's true, man. And You'd rather win a high school championship. I know that.
I would. You already know, man.
I'm waiting to get to Gillette.
One day, who knows? We might both be there together.
I would hate to do that to you. Hey, man, I appreciate you having it. Oh, real quick, I get a plug, right?
Yeah, do you think?
Hey, everybody, he'll post up the link, but Ray Darden runs the Tropic Bowl. They go out to Costa Rica and they hold clinics and camps for kids. They donate gloves, cleats, jerseys, helmets, shoulder pads. I know a lot of guys go to that, and I'm not the wealthiest guy, but every year I donate to his GoFundMe because it's a cool cause. And obviously the guys that go out there have a great time. Donate to the Tropic Bowl. Ray Darden has a fundraiser. I'll get the info to you. But shout out to the Tropic Bowl, which obviously is sponsored by FTL, which they own. Best jerseys around. FTL, Ralph, and Ray do some awesome stuff.
Hey, so you give me that info, and I'll make sure to plug it right at
awesome, man. I appreciate it. I mean, everybody knows FTL, and
definitely
Ray busts his ass every time. Like anytime I've done a campaign, whether it's like we did something for Day Day's brother when my dog got sick. FTL's always donated. I did the Giving Tuesday for the school I worked at, and everybody donated, and it's a cool cause, and Ray's always supported. So I'd like to see some go back for them because they do good stuff for us.
Definitely, man. I'll make sure to get that information out there.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you having me, brother.
Hey, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, man.
I'll talk to you another time. I'll be at some games, hopefully recording. Bishop Third Media. Holla at me.
All right, let's get it,
y'all
man.
got y'all thing, but I do highlights too. But we'll discuss that. But
all right,
thanks again, my man.
No problem, dude. Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. There are people that you meet in life that end up, you go through things with these people that you end up, in some ways a lot closer than relatives, brothers, sisters, whatever. And I have to say that there were times in my life that this dude Harry was he was in my corner, man. So throughout everything, throughout football, throughout life in general, I can definitely say that he's been a real one, and he's always been in my corner. And like I said at the very beginning, I'm just super proud to see what him and Chris Chambers have been able to do with the now Marlboro Shamrocks, formerly the Central Mass Fury. But yeah, like I said, super proud of him. So that's gonna do it. with this week's episode of the Linko Show. Like I said before, keep hitting the inbox, keep letting me know different ideas. You know, if you want to get on the show, holla at me. Be happy to get anybody on here who has anything of significance to talk about. Whether you're a free agent, you're a team trying to get your info out there, just hit me up and we'll get you on the show and get your info out there. So again, I want to thank Harrison Ingels, Coach Harry, for joining me on the Linko Show, and we will see you next time. Take care.